Greetings, everyone. Well, as most of my longtime viewers will know, I've been a fan of British television for pretty much my entire life, having grown up watching Doctor Who obsessively on PBS, but also a lot of other shows, a lot of comedies, a lot of dramas, a lot of mysteries. My parents used to watch British mysteries all the time. And, as I grew into adulthood, I started to revisit a lot of the ones that my parents had watched or I'd seen bits and pieces of with them, and also exploring beyond that and checking out a lot of other shows. There's just, I don't know, always been something about the British stuff that's been very appealing to me. You know, the stories tend to be really clever and well written. The acting is terrific. You know, sometimes the production value may not be up to, higher budget American stuff, but that didn't matter to me because the stories and the characters and the acting and everything transcended all of that. So recently, I wanted to pick up some titles that I'd either enjoyed in the past or had seen bits of but not the whole thing, or that I just heard of. Some of you guys recommended quite a few shows to me. So today we're going to be focusing on two particular genres, namely drama and mystery. Alright, British drama and mystery, today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. So this is kind of a rarity in that it's a DVD update. Oh my god, Z bought DVDs in 2026? Yes, but specifically PAL format DVDs, so the slightly higher resolution that you get with PAL, because these are British shows. And I've been very keen, as most of you will know, as of late, to get shows in their native format as much as I can. So while a lot of these have had North American releases of one kind or another, there was a couple reasons I wanted to go with the British releases, namely the slightly better quality of PAL video, being closer to the, being the native format that they were originally shot and broadcast in. And also the UK releases tend to be a lot cheaper than the North American releases. I don't know why. I guess because over here they're considered imports. Oh, we had to import them. Big, expensive things. It's like, yeah, but you've already paid all that. Why are we having to shell out extra for the North American DVD sets, So anyway, it just made sense to get the UK releases for a variety of reasons. And plus, with all my new gear and everything, region coding means nothing to me anymore. So why not enjoy things in their native format? So first up, we have a historical miniseries that I've been wanting to check out forever. Like, when you hear the cast on this thing, like, it's everybody who was anybody at the time, and it's considered one of the all-time great historical dramas about this particular figure. We have Derek Jacobi in Claudius. Yeah, so this is basically a tale of ancient Rome. It was, 13 parts? Something like that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 parts. Just massive miniseries. Again, this is one that I vaguely remember my parents seeing some of. I think I saw some of it on my own as well when I was far too young. This is the whole one where, the guy gets betrayed and stabbed by his peers and such. So, of course, as a little kid, I tune in and I see the stabbing part, and it just, traumatized me. But, just a brief interruption here. I have since watched all of Claudius, and first off, let me say, holy crap, what an amazing show, and holy crap, does Game of Thrones ever owe a huge debt of gratitude to Robert Graves for this one. It really felt like Game of Thrones just set in ancient Rome. A lot of very, very similar story beats there, shall we say. So if you like Game of Thrones, check out Claudius. You'll probably love it. Now, regarding my rather clumsy statement of, I have a vague memory of when I was a kid. So it was the scene where the guys betray the other guy and then stab him. Yes, well, while there is a lot of guys being betrayed by other guys and then getting stabbed in Claudius, I think I was mixing some memories up, and What I was actually thinking of was a BBC adaptation of Julius Caesar, which, funny enough, a couple years after I, Claudius, there was an adaptation of Julius Caesar done by the BBC, directed by the same guy who directed I, Claudius. So it's very possible and very likely that that is what I saw back when I was a kid and somehow mixed it up with I, Claudius. Anyway, I, Claudius was freaking amazing. I can't believe I waited so long to watch it. I binged the whole thing in like 2 days. I just could not stop watching. It was so good. Since then, I've been wanting to check out the full series because, of course, I'm fascinated by ancient Rome and ancient civilizations and so forth. And, I mean, just listen to the cast in this. We have Derek Jacobi as Claudius. It's based on a series of novels by Robert Graves, and it was adapted by Jack Pullman. But it stars Brian Blessed as Augustus, John Hurt as Caligula, Derek Jacobi as Claudius, Sian Phillips as Livia, David Robb as Germanicus, Patrick Stewart as Sejanus, and Fiona Walker as Agrippina. Sold. That's like a hell of a cast. So I haven't even opened this up yet, but I'll give you a little look at the back there. There was apparently a Blu-ray release that came out of this a few years ago that featured an extended cut, but I could not find that anywhere for the life of me. But this sounded like a pretty nice DVD set anyway, and it's got some extras and stuff on it. Do I have? Yeah. Just get a little edge on it there. There we go. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, like I said, I didn't even open this up yet. But, yeah, look at that nice matte finish. Very classy, yeah. But, yeah, this is one I've had my eye on for ages and just kept waffling and waffling and waffling. And then finally, when I was kind of on my British television binge lately, I thought, well, let's see how much Claudius is going for. I don't think it was very much, so I figured why not, and then we'll open it up. Yeah, so there's no real, there's no inserts or anything inside. It's just the discs and falling out all over the place. Which one is? Hold on, we'll just fix these here. So there. So discs 2 and 3, and 4. 5. Contents may shift in shipping. So that's it. And there's no insert or anything. But yeah, so fairly basic. But it does have a 70-minute documentary, The Epic That Never Was, narrated by Dirk Bogarde. I, Claudius, a television epic featuring exclusive interviews with cast and director, alternate scenes, family tree, and scene selection. Whoa! Yeah. Just to give you the rundown of the story here, there's not much of a blurb on the back, but I'll read what's here. Quote, "I'll put it all in here. My story, my history of the family, yes, and the end of the Republic. Yes, and when I've finished, I'll seal it up and bury it where no one will find it. Not for 1900 years or more. I, Claudius, tells the Emperor Claudius's epic story spanning the annals of Roman history, from the mighty Augustus through to the madness of Caligula, as it echoes down through the centuries." So there you go. The rise and fall of Rome in 12 episodes. Good stuff. So that's I, Claudius. If you want to get your ancient Rome on, that's a good one to go with. I still got to pick up the HBO series Rome, speaking of which. I've heard that's fantastic. I saw something recently and just in my travels saying that, yeah, Rome is what Game of Thrones wished it was. Like, that's a pretty bold statement, but you've piqued my interest. So, I'll be checking that one out at some point. Now, this next one, and it was another one that I just happened across a random episode of one day, flipping through, flipping over to PBS. There weren't like a ton of people. There was like 2 PBS stations in my area. And this one caught my eye because one of the actresses in it was Louise Jameson, who of course Doctor Who fans will remember as Leela, one of the Fourth Doctor's companions. And she's actually been doing quite a lot of Big Finish audio dramas in recent years alongside Tom Baker. So more of the Doctor and Leela. Well, this one is not a sci-fi series. It's actually a historical drama that takes place in a women's prison camp, and it is called Tenko. So tenko is fantastic. So if I remember correctly, tenko is what they called the roll call, when they would basically call all the women out to account for them, make sure nobody tried to escape or anything like that. But one of the things that struck me as I was watching this was Burt Kwouk is in it, who most of you may know as Kato from the Pink Panther movies. Yeah. He plays one of the commandants of one of the camps that the women are in. Each series, I think, takes place in a different camp. They keep getting shuffled around. But, yeah, it ran for 3 series, and then they did a reunion movie, like an in-character reunion movie. So, really, really good stuff. I'm about halfway through the series. I've been really enjoying this a lot. But, yeah, so I saw just that one random episode, and I've been kind of curious about it ever since, and I did a little bit of digging and found out that it's actually quite a well-known and beloved series. When did it originally come out? Like early 80s, I think. I don't know if it says on the back here. Yeah, it doesn't say specifically. Yeah, each season is 10 episodes, so... there you go. And I don't know how well you can see, but there is, there's Burt Kwouk right there. Yeah, well, you can kind of see. And then, yeah, not the greatest packaging, basically stacked discs. Yeah, we don't like the stacked discs. But there's, actually, if you look on the cover here, there's Louise Jameson's character right there. And she's terrific. She plays sort of this very headstrong woman in the camp, who's kind of like, takes no crap from anybody, which I liked. And this is series 2. And there you go. And again, just on a big honking spindle. And then finally we have series 3. And there you go. Excellent. So just to give you an idea, let's see, yes, hard-hitting and controversial classic BBC drama series based on real-life experiences. Tenko is the powerful story of a disparate group of women whose lives are changed forever when they are taken by the Japanese as prisoners of war after the fall of Singapore in 1941. This 12-disc set contains all 30 episodes from series 1 to 3, plus the feature-length reunion special. And there we go. So yeah, if you do like some historical drama, Tenko is a good one to check out. And if you're interested in like World War II type stuff. But yeah, great stuff. It will just destroy you. Alrighty, so moving on to the next one. Now, that's it for the drama. Didn't get a ton of drama, but a couple of pretty notable ones, I think. So next up we have some mystery. So first we have, yes, this one's been on my radar forever, and I'm so glad that I finally picked it up. I just started watching the first one, and it's really good, but holy shit is there a lot of misogyny in it. Written and created by Lynda Plante, who was a very famous television authoress throughout the 90s and into the early 2000s. We have Helen Mirren in Prime Suspect. Yeah, this one is an all-timer. They did 9 episodes, 10 episodes, something like that. 7 series. Yeah, and each episode is like 3 hours long. I imagine they were originally shown as, 90-minute episodes, as most, a lot of mysteries tend to be. But, yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this. I've always loved Helen Mirren, and I've been wanting to check this series out forever. So there's 7 series, and comprising 9 mysteries total. And made over a very long period of time. The first episode was 1991. The last was 2006. So, yeah. But I remember seeing the DVDs of this here, and even the VHS releases and such, and I'd been wanting to check it out for ages because I just heard it was a really good, gritty, hard-hitting series, and I mean, it definitely helps to put Helen Mirren on the map as well. So there you go. Not really much to see there, but I'll just give you a little listen at the back here. So, Prime Suspect is a tense, uncompromising drama by the distinguished dramatist and novelist Lynda Plante. Starring Helen Mirren as the tough, canny, and determined Detective Chief Inspector Jane Tennyson, this skilled, top-class detective is forced to pit her wits against criminals and colleagues alike in a hostile, male-dominated environment. Hence all the misogyny. But yeah, it's basically she's the only woman detective there, and she's trying to, you know, make her way, make her career, and so forth. And she gets so much pushback from her male colleagues. Like, just, you know, she'll be interrogating her subject, like a suspect, and her partner, her male partner, will be like just standing there, like, ugh, rolling his eyes and hemming and hawing and huffing, and it's like she's clearly a good detective because she's like finding all this stuff like that nobody else found, and like it's just, you know, one of those cases where I just want to punch every male character in the mouth. But I mean, it's interesting because you know, the more things change, the more they stay the same, right? We still see these same kind of just such outdated attitudes from so many men these days, and I hate it, honestly. But this is well, very, as it says, very uncompromising. It doesn't pull any punches, and the thing is, I mean, this is something that still it exists. It is a thing, unfortunately, that many women are forced to deal with on a daily basis. And I mean, but this is really good, and I think it deals with the subject very well as is some really damn fine mystery that keeps you guessing right to the end. Well, I assume it will because I haven't finished the first one yet. I'm about halfway through, but very good stuff, and Helen Mirren is fantastic as always. Next up, a series based on a series of novels that I've had my eye on for ages. I remember seeing these around in the mystery section when I was working at Chapters many moons ago, and I kept meaning to pick them up because they really intrigued me, but I just never got around to it. So I saw that they had produced not one, not two, but 3 television adaptations, the third of which is more recent, and it's more kind of a reimagining of the character in his early days of his police career. We have Inspector Rebus by Ian Rankin. Yeah. So Ian Rankin wrote, I don't even know how many, like 20 or so books featuring this grizzled Scottish detective. And you know, a number of years ago, there was this television adaptation, first starring John Hannah, and then for the first couple of series, and then they did 3 series with Ken Stott. Now, my understanding is the fans of the books tend to prefer Ken Stott's interpretation because it's a little more faithful to the character from the book. But I gotta say, I watched the John Hannah episodes. This is the first 4 feature-length episodes, and they were fantastic. I thought it was just some terrific, dark, gritty police drama. You know, like this is some good shit. But it definitely goes to some very dark places. When Ken Stott took over, they kind of lightened up the tone a little bit. And one thing that I noticed fans complained about was they also shortened the length of the episodes. So each episode is supposed to adapt one of the books, right? The John Hannah ones were full 90-minute episodes. So they had more time to breathe, but the Ken Stott series, they cut it down to 70 minutes per episode, so having to make a few more concessions there to fit the television format. But, that said, I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and definitely look forward to checking out more. These damn trays, man, I'm telling you, like... Anyway, go. So not much to look at in terms of the packaging, but I mean they do have nice individual disc art for them, which is quite nice. But yeah, good stuff. So I love some dark and gritty crime drama, And so far, we're 2 for 2 with Prime Suspect and Rebus being some great stuff. I did not pick up the latest one, latest version of Rebus yet. I wanted to dive into the older ones first. But, yeah, I don't even know if that one lasted very long. Might have only been one series. I don't know. I didn't really look into it much. I was more interested in the old stuff. Now, last, but most certainly not least, this is one many people recommended to me. I never saw any of it on television, so it's entirely new to me. Also, I wasn't familiar with the character from the... it's also based on a series of books. We have David Jason as Detective Jack Frost, yes, seriously, in A Touch of Frost. Now, this is a beast of a set. This one ran longer than any of these other ones. But David Jason is a wonderful British actor who many of you may know as the voice of Danger Mouse, and also the voice of Count Duckula, which you know I'm a huge fan of. So in this one, he takes on the role of Detective Jack Frost. And, you know, while it is fairly faithful to the books, from my understanding, I believe, from what I've heard from other fans, his take on the character is a little softer than the character in the books. In the books, he's, you know, hard-drinking, chain-smoking, womanizing, tough, grizzled, take-no-shit detective. And in this one, he's got a little bit more of the lovable loser aspect to it. He doesn't get a lot of respect. But, I mean, really, I'd say David Jason is what makes this show. He's just so wonderful in it and just so engaging and so likable, you know. And then the stories are just so damn good. Like, the mysteries have all these different bits and pieces and layers to them. And he gets, like, sucked into, like, multiple things, and you're thinking, like, oh, man, like, how is he going to... But then it turns out they're all connected in some way, like, and it's just great stuff. Really, really, really fun, really clever. So this is... a huge set. We'll take a look at the first volume here. And there we go. Discs 1 through 15. How many discs is this? There's like 29 discs in this set. But to be fair, each episode is like 90 minutes long, and most of them have... So it's like one disc is 2 episodes. But, yeah, we just kind of... It's another one... Oh my god, one of these that's just falling out all over the place. Yep, that's great. So, not the greatest packaging on these, I will say, but, oh my god, it's just, I don't even know what has fallen out where here. Like, does that go under? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna have to sort all these, I think, because... And there... What a mess. Anyway, not the greatest packaging, but be careful when you take the discs out. We're not going to open up the second one, but I'll at least show you the case. So that's all the episodes that are on just this set alone. And then we have the second half here, which has the remainder. And some extras, actually. I was just noticing that the 2-part finale of this actually has 3 alternate endings, which is kind of neat. So give him a good send-off there. And we've also got Touched by Frost, a Goodbye Jack documentary. So the final story there. Give him a good send-off. Very cool. Yeah, so this started in 1992 and ran until 2009. So it actually... beats Prime Suspect for just sheer number of years it was running, but definitely beats it in terms of number of episodes. It's crazy. So there we go. And then as you can see on the spine there, it kind of lines up. Very nice. Alright, so we're going to stack these kind of like this. And there we go. So yeah, kind of a mix of stuff, mostly mystery, because I do love a good mystery. And nobody does it like the Brits, honestly. I just love British mystery, and I will probably be getting more and more. And by all means, if any of you folks out there have some more recommendations for more dark and gritty British mysteries, let me know. Or even just some cozy mysteries. I do enjoy cozy mysteries as well. You know, stuff like, you know, well, you know I like Sherlock Holmes and whatnot, and things like Campion with Peter Davison. That's a great show. and stuff like that. So anyway, that is it for today's update. Just a nice big stack of British television. It's going to take me quite a while to get through all of these, but I'm definitely enjoying the journey so far. Alrighty folks, that is it from me to you for now, so I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.